Back with another episode of Frame by Frame, the series where I take 10 to 12 shots in an effort of improving my photography. Starting over in Bank today, and I'm going to just be heading around somewhere in central London to see what images we can get. So without wasting any time, we're just going to go straight into it and get these shots. So right from the get-go I messed up because I didn't realise that the battery in my GoPro had run out. So I pressed record and nothing was filming for the first 2 or 3 shots that I took. So those images will be inserted at some point in this video. So after actually putting a fresh battery into the GoPro so I can start recording, I've come down to a place that's called Poultry, I think it is. I'll stick the name up on screen. And my initial thought for this first image that I'm going to be capturing on film was using the little gap in the wall here and basically trying to get a subject that was walking through. I stood here for a little while trying to line something up and basically get a bit of a gauge of what it would look like. It turns out that I thought if I did take a shot there, it wouldn't have actually been that interesting. So I've gone round the corner. The walls have still a similar bit of a space in them, so I still wanted to get the same sort of image but just in a different location that looked a little bit more interesting in the back. So as you can see, I'm walking around to try and find which one sort of best suited. In the end, I went back to this first one by the corner and waited for a subject to come into frame, and this is the image coming up now. Just to add, following some feedback from the last time I've done this video, I'm going to be ranking my photos of where they sit in the 12, and this one is going to be 10 out of the 12. For me, it wasn't all bad. It wasn't anything that deserved to be in the top half of images that was captured on this day. So we've now moved over to one new change, a little shopping centre that's close to St Paul's Cathedral. This was shot just after Christmas, so the Christmas decorations were still up. And actually this is a photo that I've been wanting to get for a couple of years, so I just had to basically get this one for collection. It required a lens change because I was on the 24-70, but I wanted to get this on a wide angle, so I put it on the 14-24. Basically what I'm doing is waiting for people to sort of clear out and waiting for somebody to go on the stairs, and putting it into a bit of a slow shutter to get them blurred out, and using the hand railing to kind of steady the camera. And that's the shot that I got from it. That image is rated a 7 out of 12. Not 7 out of 12, it's rated 7th in the 12 photos that I got. So from there, we headed down to the ground floor to get another image of the Christmas tree at a different angle, and I wanted to get a bit of a slow shutter of more people coming either up or down the stairs. I didn't have a tripod on me, so I was basically using my vape to get the lens or camera into an angle that I wanted to get the image. A tripod would have been better for this shot, but this is what we got. That one for me was an 8 out of 10. It could have been a bit higher if I got my slow shutter a bit better. I think if the person or the subject that's coming through is just blurred out too much and is basically hidden behind the Christmas tree, so not the best of images there. That's why it's in the bottom half. So now we go up to do a classic shot using this leading line with St Paul's directly in the middle. This one took a bit of time to do because I was trying to wait for people to sort of clear out a little bit. I did miss an opportunity of getting a really nice image of some people that were standing there, but they were messing about and it was too long to wait for that one. I know half of the point of these videos are to take a bit more time and wait around, but it was cold and it was getting late, so wanted to try and push in a little bit and also try and get the video finished up. Although it's a pretty generic and easy shot to do, it did make my top 6 of the day. I haven't shot that shot since I started doing photography 4 years ago, so it was nice to recapture it and also get it with the Christmas decorations, because it's not really one that you're going to get a lot throughout the year. So yeah, top 6. So we've left one new change and we've gone across the road just in front of St Paul's to where the famous telephone box is. I wanted to try and capture a different shot here, so I put the camera actually in the telephone box to try and get a long exposure of a bus on the opposite side of the road. Jameson kindly lent me his tripod so I could get this image. This one ended up being 9th. I liked the concept and the theory behind the image, but I didn't like exactly how it came out. On another day, I'll probably try and redo that one, take a bit more time with the exposure, take a bit more time with the shutter settings, and also waiting for the right kind of bus to come through, because different buses have different lights which will give different trails, and the one that I caught there just wasn't right for it. Looks a bit shit. So yeah, bottom 6. So as we was walking, I wanted to get another bus in front of St. Paul's, not on a slow shutter sort of thing, but actually driving past. My aim here was to actually be in the center of the road, to get pretty close to the bus, to use the wide angle to give it like a wider perspective of the bus, and I actually like how that image came out. For me, that's not one that you often see. It's not something that you would often see people doing either, by going in the middle of the road with traffic coming past. But yeah, no, I like that image, and that was number 5 on my list, so it made the top 6. So I guess I have to say I've broken the rules a little bit here, because I decided to do some panning. We were on the other side of St. Paul's, and I was waiting for basically taxis to come past rather than buses or nice cars. I wanted to try and keep it a little bit of a London aesthetic going on with this, so I thought a taxi would have been the best sort of car to be coming past for it. And I like the shot. I like how it came out. There's just enough motion blur, you can just about see what's going on in the background. I think it's got quite a decent bit of mood going on in there as well, so that's why that is 4th on my list. Now this shot here is one that I was waiting all day to try and do when we first got to Bank, and there was just not the right subject for it while I was there. But luckily, as we came back, somebody was there. I wanted to get the colour match of somebody in red to match up with the building or bank basically decorated with the red stripes, and I managed to capture one. So really happy with how this one turned out, happy with the colour match. Subject probably could have been at a different angle. I don't really like shooting from behind too much if shooting from behind doesn't give an actual story to the image, so that's the only thing that I would change on it. But either way, that one made it as top 3. And since I'm talking about colour matching, just look at this lady here. I literally followed her as soon as I saw her to a degree. It was almost stalkerish, but it weren't really that stalkerish, so relax. She was with her friends, she stood across the road, then she started walking towards Bank with the decorations, and I had to put on a little bit of a chase to try and get a quick angle of where I wanted to put her. I had the wide lens on, and this is the image that came up, and I love this image. This is why this is my shot of the day. I suppose this is a situational one. You're not going to see that very, very often. Bank's not exactly dressed up like that. Well, it's dressed up like that once a year, ain't it? Because it's only done at Christmas. So all in all, that's a once a year shot, hence why it's number 1. Did you catch it? So these are a couple of shots that never made it on film because I messed up with the GoPro and whatnot. So the first one was my first shot of the day. It was just of a Christmas tree. I can't even remember what I was thinking when I took this one, to be honest with you. I think it was just a case of trying to get a Christmas tree. Either way, pretty boring shot, nothing going on in it. And that's why the first shot of the day is the worst shot of the day, number 12. So next we have a mirror image shot. Usually in this spot you do a look up shot. I've done that before. I didn't feel like I needed to do that image again. It wasn't anything that was going to satisfy me. Again, for me, this isn't really, there isn't anything going on in this. You can show this to anybody, they might go, oh cool, you've got a nice reflection. Either way, for me, it's a bit of a dead image, bit of a waste of an image for what I was doing. Number 11. And last but not least, rated number 2 on the day was this sort of long, slow shutter speed camera movement image. This lady was coming in and out of the phone box taking pictures with her friend, so I took it as an opportunity to try and use another slow shutter technique, one that I haven't really done before. In all honesty, I didn't know how the image was going to come out. I think I did actually shoot it a couple of times, so being fully transparent there, it wasn't just 12 shots taken today. But I like the image. I like how it came out. I liked how it edited up. There's just enough clarity in there to see what's happening, with just enough movement in there to give a little bit of intrigue, mystery, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it, but for me, I like it, and that's why it's shot number 2. So that's it for this edition of Frame by Frame. All in all, on this particular day, I think most of the shots in this one are kind of generic. There's a couple of one-offs in there, a couple of things that I kind of wanted to get in the bank that I haven't had in the bank for a while. Do you agree with the order? Would you have put anything in a different order? Let us know. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and until the next time, peace out, people.